We're going to start off with our house drums. We want to get a kick drum, and the kick drum in house music is arguably the most important element. So we want a really punchy sounding bass drum that kind of hits you in the gut. I'm going to layer these two sounds. This kick decap is to kind of give it like a clicky attack, and I'm going to do this fade out all the way up. And then this one is kind of the more guttural. Same thing with the snare drum. We want to layer these two just to kind of give it a thicker sound. And let's go ahead and start programming. Obviously, we want 4 on the floor. Everyone knows this by now. And then we're gonna duplicate that. We're going to put in our snare and clap on 2. Duplicate this again, and then we're gonna do the same thing, but snare and clap on 2 and 4. One thing I forgot to mention, let's take a listen. It's sounding a little odd. So this kick decap, I think right now it's set to 100. I'd set it to 50. Let's listen again. So that's the sound we want. And then our last clip, we're going to add in a skip beat here. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of stole this from the song Von Dutch by Charlie XCX. Kind of has this cool skip beat, not on beat 4, but on beat 1. So take a listen. So there you have your house drums. I don't want to add in any hi-hats. Okay, here comes the fun part, which is going to be our Latin percussion. The sky's the limit here. We really just want the house drums to kind of serve as an anchor, and then this Latin percussion is really going to create some excitement. Let's start off with some bongos. So I really like this Latin percussion pack from Ableton, and let's just look up some bongo samples. Loops, rather. Clips. Okay, so I'm liking this Bembe bongo clip. What we want to do from here is to kind of make variations on that same loop. So I'm actually going to make this into a 4-bar loop just to kind of make it a little simpler. So we got do digga get digga do digga get digga. Why don't we do something like do digga get digga do get? So get rid of that, and we're just gonna do it like that. We can make it even a 1-bar loop, and then we can do the inverse of that, right? So if this one is, we want the same idea, but the inverse. So do get do digga det. See what that sounds like. And then finally, we're just going to do like quarter notes. So kind of find maybe where it's lining up on those big beats. Okay, so see how we kind of took that rhythmic idea and then we kind of did variations on a theme. So let's go to our next instrument. How about cowbell? Everyone loves cowbell, right? We're gonna make it orange. Look up cowbell. We're gonna make this into double time with this divide by 2. And let's just make it into a 2-bar loop. And we're gonna rename the clip both cowbells the whole time. And we're gonna make this one just low cowbell. So, and then we can make this one just high cowbell. Okay, and of course, feel free to do variations of these rhythms. I'm just kind of trying to give you guys some ideas here. And then to round out our frequency spectrum, if you will, for our Latin drums, we are going to do a shaker. Make this into a 4-bar phrase. I'm going to make it a double time. And let's do kind of something similar rhythmically to what we were doing with the bongos here. We're going to get rid of these 16th notes and make it actually a 1-bar loop. So it sounds like this. So as opposed to the 16th notes coming on the last half of the measure, we're going to make them on the first half. So get rid of these. So it's the same idea, just flipped. Get rid of this. And then to round things out, we're just going to have quarter notes. Okay, there we have it, folks. I'm just going to do a little demonstration of what we've done, see how it sounds. Okay, so there we are. Obviously, we can do a lot more than just these 3 instruments. You know, obviously mixing might be a problem if we add too many instruments, but I think the big thing I'd like to stress is your frequencies. So the shaker is a very high frequency. I actually kind of color coded these kind of like a rainbow. I like thinking of the frequencies as a rainbow. With red, it's kind of like, you know, we want it very wide panned, whereas the bass usually is more in the center, so that's the purple. So that's kind of my strategy. Go ahead and steal that if you want. One thing I've been kind of struggling with in Ableton is labeling my clip names because, okay, for the house drums, I think that makes sense, but I don't really know for like other instruments. I'd almost like to be able to see the actual notation. Obviously, that's not within the possibilities of Ableton Live. It's just kind of frustrating for me because, you know, maybe I don't have the greatest memory, so it's like I don't know how I'm supposed to transcribe using Latin characters my rhythmic ideas. Let me know in the comments if you have a way of dealing with that, because I just don't get how I'm supposed to remember what all of these are supposed to sound like and trigger them live.